It's not about what you can afford, it's how can you afford it. For an example, you a fly girl, you got nice shoes, you got nice weave hair, and you looking fly. But that can go towards your business. That same $400 that's on your head can go into your business. You might have to be, you know, a little, who's that girl from Color Purple? You might have to be Sophia for a day or two. But these are the sacrifices you're gonna have to make in order to get into your business. Like,
hey everyone, welcome to Lana.com. I'm Lana Dot, and I'm here with Tionna Smalls, who you may remember from VH1's hit reality show What Chilli Wants. But she is also an author, an entrepreneur, and she's in Atlanta today hosting Bossy Tuesdays, which she's going to tell us all about.
Bossy Tuesdays. Well, first of all, thank you for having me.
Of course.
Bossy Tuesdays, I love it. I created it last year in New York City, and it was a networking event for like the like-minded people, because many times when you don't drink, you don't smoke, or you're all about your business, you don't have time to come out and just meet people. And I'm a good host, so
yes, you are.
I like to connect people together. So I consider myself like the kind of like the bossy connector. So I'm connecting bossy people all across the world. And now we're in Atlanta, and I love Atlanta. And Atlanta is my second city, you know, because I lived here during the time that I was filming What Chilli Wants. And I live in New York still, but I always like to come out to Atlanta. It's so cute.
Well, we thank you for coming to Atlanta.
Thank you for having me.
And also, my website is dedicated to storytelling, and I don't really know too much about your story. So I want to know, can you tell us about your upbringing and how it molded you into being who you are now?
Well, I'm a straight up Brooklyn girl. I'm born and raised in East New York, Brooklyn. Ever since I was 12 years old, I knew I wanted to be a hustler, because I started hustling my Word Up magazines. Like, if you like Jay-Z or Immature back in those days, I bought the magazine for $4. I'll sell you a poster for $1. So I used to sell my posters. They used to come with like 20 posters, you know, 10 posters. You know, the big ones, the 18 by 24. So that's how like a little bit of my journey started. And then when I was 22 years old, I decided to write a book called Girl, Get Your Mind Right, which was the first version of the book that they made an MTV show about in 2013. So I just went, and after that, after I wrote the book, I got called for What Chilli Wants, and after What Chilli Wants, I did MTV's Girl, Get Your Mind Right, and now I'm in the talk show route and I started out with just love, but now I'm going to like more or less like self, you know, in order to have a good love life and a good business life, you gotta have yourself together. So I'm pro-woman. I'm like an urban feminist, you know what I mean?
Tell me a little bit about your book. What is Men Love Abuse?
Men Love Abuse. I love that book because that was the first book that I did under my publishing company. Because after I did Girl, Get Your Mind Right, I didn't want to go through a publishing company again. So Men Love Abuse is basically telling women that no matter how much you like this guy, you have to treat him like you don't like him, you know? Because if you sweat him, you're not gonna get him. Ooh!
Wait a minute.
I gotta write that one down.
Write that one down.
You sweat him, you ain't gonna get him.
Saw it first.
Yes. So if you sweat him, you're not gonna get him. So my book basically teaches girls those type of things, because girls be sweating these dudes, and I don't know what happened. I think after 9/11, the coochie stock went down a lot. So being that the coochie stock went down, it just made women desperate. You know what I mean? So I had to teach them some of my game. You know, so.
So I know you're recently married too.
Yes.
Can you, if you had to tell your relationships as a story?
My relationship as a story?
as a novel.
Okay.
Give me the short version.
I'm gonna give you the real short version. Well, basically, I met him when I was 24 years old, right after I got my driver's license and all that stuff like that. And we were both buying a car, and the dealer was like, "Call me, this guy wanna buy a car too." I'm like, "All right, cool." When I saw him, I was like, "Oh, damn, all right." So we just started speaking, because I'm a personal person. So we just started talking and things of that nature. We started dating, and then a month later, he was like, "I can't deal with you. Your attitude stinks, whatever." So we stopped talking. Then again, we saw each other like a month after that, and then like we had sex like in this bathroom somewhere, right? And then we were in a relationship. We got engaged when I was around 26. When I was doing the second season of What Chilli Was, we got engaged. And I'm glad I met him way before What Chilli Was, before TV. And then we broke up for 2 years. Got back together in September and got married in December, 12, 13, 14. Shout out to Cass. That's my baby.
So what is lesson? Did you learn any lessons through that relationship?
All I can tell you girls out there is that you gotta get your hoe out before you get married. You know, a lot of girls just don't understand that you have to date, you have to have a lot of sex, you have to go travel, you have to do everything you want to do before you got married. But what I did find out is that, you know, if it's meant to be, it's gonna come back, whether you think it is or not. Like, I never believed in a million years that Cass and I was gonna get back together, much less get married. But his grandmother gave me that look like, girl, you better marry that man, you got him, girl. So,
what do you think is the #1 mistake that women make when dating in the very beginning? 'Cause I know me.
Wow. The number one mistake women make in the beginning is that they create stories for dudes that they meet. Like, oh my God, I met him, he calls me, and they already got like the wedding plan, the car they gonna drive, where they gonna live at. They got too many fantasies. And another thing is that they don't allow the man to like sweat them. Like a lot of girls are like really sweating dude. Like if a dude don't call you, he not into you. That's the number one clear sign that a man is not into you if he does not call you. If you find yourself calling a man too much, that's too much. And the main thing that girls do that's already in the relationship is that they lose their life, kind of, once they get a man. Like, they don't want to go out no more. They don't want to go get no money no more. All they want to do is just their man. And that gets whack, and a dude get, like, aggy with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you can't sweat them.
Well, thank you. I learned a lot in this sitting. That just
I'm full of gems. I'm full of gems.
All right, what do you want people to know about Bossy Tuesdays?
What I want people to know about Bossy Tuesday is that not only are we in New York City, in Atlanta, we're also going to DC May 12th.
Okay.
So we're like really traveling with this concept because you'll see when people get here, I think it's all about the host. And I try to make everybody just get to know each other and just be in a positive, uplifting, business-minded, like-minded environment. And if you want to know more about Bossy People and Bossy Tuesdays, I want you guys to follow Bossy People Connect. That's my new movement, and it's all about connecting people together that is like-minded. Because when the top is very lonely, but the bottom is so damn crowded. And I'm not down with the bottom, never been a bottom chick, always been a top chick. So this is going to create that, and I love to create positive environments. And also, give people that encouragement, because a lot of people want to be entrepreneurs and they just don't know how, or they're scared. And I'm like, F being scared, you got to go do you.
Yeah, well, thank you, Tionna.
Okay, you can check me out, Tionna Smalls, at Tionna Smalls, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or TionnaTalks.com.